All right, so what happens when you mix an acid and a base, two opposites? What are they going to do? Well, there's this great infomercial. It was an old infomercial about this great car wax that you could put on your car, and it works so well that you could take a big bucket of acid, bunch of acid, and you could pour it on your car. And so they fill a bucket up with acid, really strong acid. And he's like, and a really strong base. And he puts that in the same bucket, and it kind of goes like push. And then he pours it on the car, and the car is fine. Well, why is the car really fine? Because the acid and base did what to each other? They basically cancel each other out, and it's called neutralization. If you take a really strong acid like a 1 and you combine it with a really strong base like a 14, they're going to cancel each other out, and you end up with neutral. So basically he was just pouring water all over the car, so that's why it was fine. All right, so that is called neutralization. They make each other neutral. All right, so that is our rule, that acid plus bases neutralize each other. And what do they make? Well, let's take a look. So if I have an acid right here plus a base right here, what are they going to make that's neutral? Okay, and you can see right here they make water. Oh yeah, water's neutral, right? That's our big neutral example. Well, how is an acid plus a base going to make water? Do you see two H's and an O here? Yep, so that's what they do. These two, this H and this H and this O, they get together to make H2O. And since it's kind of an H and an OH, sometimes it's even written like HOH. All right, so acid plus base makes water, neutral. But there is some other stuff left over, just like in the other reaction. So we have an Na and an F left over. Looks like Na, and they're going to get together. Na likes to be in the front, F likes to be in the back. So they're going to make NaF. So similar to the acid and metal reaction, it's going to be acid plus base makes water, right? Because the H and the OH get together to make two H's and an O, plus whatever's left over, again, we're going to call that a salt. All right, so the general equation is anytime you get an acid and a base together, they're going to neutralize to make water, plus whatever's left over, we'll call it a salt. All right, so what does that salt mean? Well, we call table salt, we call it salt, it's just NaCl. Road salt, rock salt is CaCl. So salt is really just like any metal and nonmetal together. It's really just an ionic substance. So that salt that we keep referring to is just an ionic compound that's formed by that acid-base neutralization. It is the leftover. And again, because we are talking about an H getting together with an OH, sometimes instead of writing water as two H's and an O, we'll say it's an H with an OH, but it's still two H's and an O. All right, so if you were to ask to write a neutralization reaction, it would be the acid plus the base equals what? So I already put the answer there, but let's pretend I didn't. So you'd go, okay, acid plus base, I'm going to take an H and an OH, and I'm going to make water. And I can either write it as H2O or HOH, plus whatever's left over. Who's left over here? A K and a Cl. Looks like the K likes to be first, so I'll put it first. Cl likes to be second, and there it is. I've completed a neutralization reaction. I took an acid plus a base, and I made water with their H and OH, plus a salt from whatever was left over.